Coming up on News Live at 6, J. Michael Shoes is closing after over 40 years in business.
Plus, it's already time to talk postseason for lacrosse, and the Sabres have a grip hold on their playoff series in the NHL postseason.
Such a beautiful day outside. I'll have your full 5-day forecast in just a few minutes.
That's right, it is a beautiful day. And of course, we're going to join you outside for our last News Live at 6, guys.
That's right, Tyler. We're graduating. The final News Live at 6 for this semester starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Welcome to News Live at 6. I'm Angela Desam.
And I'm Tyler Oldano.
It's a beautiful day outside, so we had to soak it in this one final time.
It is final time. It is our last show here at CitrusTV, and our last show with seniors too. And we start off with a story about a place that I think all of you know really well.
Yeah, our Grace McCloskey is also outside, live from Marshall Street with more details. Grace?
Thanks, Tyler and Anjana. Yeah, it truly is a beautiful day, but if you've ever walked down Marshall Street, you've probably passed this green awning. J. Michael Shoes has been a fixture here since 1983, more than 40 years serving Syracuse University students and the surrounding community. But at the end of May, it's closing its doors, and for a lot of people, that's not easy to hear.
I mean, J. Michael's is a huge part of my childhood growing up here in the city. You know, it's sad. Obviously, I'm buying a lot of stuff, but I think it's an end of an era. But hopefully, people get some cool stuff from it.
J. Michael Shoes has roots that go back even further than Marshall Street. It's the successor to Towns End Shoes, which opened in downtown Syracuse in the early 1970s. When that store closed in 1982, J. Michael Shoes opened the following year, named after the original owner's son, who was born that same year. What started as a 600 square foot shop focused only on women's shoes grew to more than 3,000 square feet. Last December, the store was acquired by Street Game Sneakers, a chain with a location at Destiny, USA. But when the lease runs out this May, the Marshall Street location won't be coming with it.
I feel really terrible about it closing. I've been coming to the store for over 20 years.
It's been around. I've lived here for quite some time since I was born, and we've always had commercials on the radio and things like that, and now it just might be like a little empty spot, but it was nice to have them while they were here.
J. Michael Shoes closes at the end of May, but for now, the green awning is still up. But for the first time in more than 4 decades, it won't be for much longer. Reporting live on Marshall Street, I'm Grace McCloskey. Tyler and Anjana, back to you guys for the last time.
It feels like, it's kind of deja vu. We're outside right now. Thank you so much for your coverage there, Grace. But it feels like, the first good weather we've had on a Monday in a while, isn't it?
No, I mean, like I said, last week it was snowing, and now finally the sun's shining on our faces. Here to tell us more is our weather anchor, Skylar Smith. Skylar, what can you tell us?
Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely beautiful outside. The UV hit a high of 7 today, which is crazy and super exciting. It was a lovely way to end the semester. It's currently 71 degrees out and sunny, as you can see. And tonight, the temperature is only going to drop down to about 55 degrees. And wind gusts are going to pick up to about 16 miles per hour, but it shouldn't feel too much colder than it actually is, which is definitely something good to hear. But like you said, last week it was snowing outside, which is crazy. I'm so happy that we're able to spend this last Monday News Live at 6 in the sun. It's such a great way to end the year. And yeah.
No, yeah, thank you so much, Skylar, for your coverage. And now we're going to toss it to Zara, who is talking about a new
Invented SU, I think is the name of it. SU.
Excuse me. Invent at SU. She has more coverage on what the organizers said at this event.
In just 2 weeks, machines like this 3D printer will be in full swing as the Invent at SU competition is set to begin.
As students start to wrap up to go home for the summer, some will still be in Syracuse for a little bit longer, but not as students, but as inventors.
Professor Alexander Dahim is the organizer of the competition and explained what students learned during their time.
So Invent at SU really teaches our students how to come up with ideas, how to work in a team, how to take failure as almost learn from it.
The competition has 4 teams who have to create an invention and pitch it to judges at the end for a grand prize of $3,000. But this year's competition has a new tool, artificial intelligence.
It's such a powerful tool. I use it every day. I encourage my students to use AI, and I think you can accomplish a lot more.
Saif Mukhtar is a part of this year's competition, and he explained to me what he wants to get out of the program.
Getting better at taking my ideas and turning them into something that I can show people. It feels like it would be an experience that would lead to the way of me helping people.
And Professor Dahim's words of wisdom for students is to have fun.
Most importantly, we make sure they have fun, because when they have fun, sky is the limit.
Thank you so much, Zara, for your coverage. Well, taking a look at the local campus, the Department of Public Safety is investigating a robbery near fraternity and sorority houses on Walnut Avenue. DPS says a student returned to their bedroom just after 9 p.m. last night to find 3 suspects stealing clothing, cash, and a gaming console. The suspects fled the scene, and the investigation is still ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to call the Syracuse Police Department at the number on your screen right now.
And starting May 18th, SU is launching Orange Success 2.0. This improved version of Student Success platform is set to make it easier for students to connect and use campus resources. Access to the site will still be through MySlice, and training sessions will be offered in the fall to highlight the new changes. Guides, videos, and access to FAQs will be available on MySlice that same day.
And just wrapping up the Nancy Cantor Warehouse, students in the Senior Communication Design major held their senior portfolio show earlier today. For the last 3 hours, the seniors showcased their work from their own classes throughout the semester. If you missed it, don't worry. There's another showcase that will happen next Friday for design students.
And all of me is excited for this one tomorrow. The Landmark Theater is hosting an evening with singer John Legend. The live show will feature Legend singing his greatest hits along with stories from his life and career. Doors will open at 7 and the show is starting at 8 p.m. Tickets are currently for sale as low as $50. To purchase tickets, you can go to johnlegend.com.
That's what you did there, Anjana. Well, I can change, and so will plans for a new Syracuse apartment building. And they're according to a developer, Gem Street Holdings LLC. The proposed 9-story complex will be just 3 floors. Their previous plans included multi-bedroom options, but the new building will only feature 1-bedroom apartments, and that's a change from what they previously planned. The change comes due to tariffs and high interest rates on building material.
And the town of Manlius is now opening up applications for a town council. They say the counselor is essential to the day-to-day governing of the town. Their term is 4 years long, and the town board says interested applicants should submit a resume plus a letter of intent by next Wednesday, May 6th. Applicants must be at least 18 years old, a U.S. citizen, and a resident of the town of Manlius. More information on submission requirements is on the Town of Manlius website.
And Governor Kathy Hochul joined the New York City Mayor Zoran Mondani to announce over $100 million to improving energy efficiency in public schools today. This is part of the Clean Green Schools initiative, and the program aims to help improve research and development of clean energy. An additional $10 million are specifically being awarded to the North Syracuse Central School District and will be used to help upgrade ventilation and heating systems in the area.
And coming up after the break, new details on the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, the latest on what officials found.
Plus, President Trump takes on Jimmy Kimmel again. What he had to say about the late-night host after the break.
Rolling.
Sound is speeding.
Can you slow that down, please? This is
28-1. 28-1. Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
You're watching Citrus TV News, live at 6, with Anjana Dasam, Tyler Oldano, and Skylar Smith. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. We start at the White House Press Correspondents' Dinner, where the dinner shooter is expected to be charged with attempting to assassinate the president, as well as other gun charges.
Yeah, investigators are looking through a message sent by that suspect and found that he wanted to target administration officials. Arben Bassick was also at that scene on Saturday, and you can find that breaking coverage on our Instagram at CitrusTV News.
And President Trump is now calling for the firing of Jimmy Kimmel following a joke directed at First Lady Melania Trump during a skit on his show last week. Kimmel called the First Lady, quote, expectant widow in a sketch parody of the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
In a Truth Social post this afternoon, President Trump said, quote, I appreciate that so many Americans are incensed by Kimmel's despicable calls to violence. It would normally not be responsive to anything that he said, but this is something far beyond the pale. Trump previously went at Kimmel for comments about Charlie Kirk, and that, of course, led to an indefinite suspension by ABC, which he has since returned from.
And to the latest, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is proposing a new map for U.S. House districts. The proposals show Republicans gaining an advantage in 4 seats and targets Democratic-held seats in the southeast corner of the state. This follows the president's redistricting fight as he started last year when Texas drew their new lines.
There was some pushback from Republican lawmakers that are concerned that aggressive redraw could risk safe GOP seats, but members of the GOP in the Florida legislature, say that they will proceed with the DeSantis map proposal and could move within a few days to enact it.
And President Trump continues to meet with security officials regarding a new Iranian proposal that could reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This all comes as oil prices reach a 3-week high at more than $100 a barrel.
The president planned on continuing talks over the weekend, but canceled his envoy's trip to Pakistan, saying they could, quote, call, unquote, if they needed. He also reiterated that the war in Iran could come to an end very soon.
And coming up on News Live at 6, I'll have your full 5-day forecast for finals week in just a few minutes. Stick with us.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, This is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Like I said before, the temperature is only going to drop down to about 55 degrees tonight, so I definitely recommend you go outside and enjoy that warm weather because unfortunately tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday it is going to rain. Now luckily the temperature isn't going to be dropped down too low. It's only going to be in the 60s, and luckily on Friday that sun is going to come back out just a little bit, but then on Saturday we're going to see some of those cloudy skies again. But if you need a break from studying for finals and want some activities to do, I definitely recommend you go to the Green Lake State Park. It's only about a 20-minute drive away from campus, and if the weather permits, it's absolutely beautiful. You can go on a walk with your friends. If it is raining over the next couple of days, though, you can also go see a movie. I know Michael Jackson just came out, or The Devil Wears Prada is coming out in just a few days. Or tonight, if you want to enjoy this warm weather and get a little bit of a sweet treat to celebrate the last day of classes, you can go to Big Dip or Fayette. I've tried them both, and they're both delicious. But that's all I have for now. I'll see you guys back in the studio shortly.
Love this nice weather today, Skylar, and that means we're approaching May. That also means the postseason just around the corner for Syracuse men's lacrosse. Plus, the Sabres are trying to close in on their first playoff series win in nearly 2 decades. That and a whole lot more up next in sports. Stick around.
They took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And also, thank you, Sam Reis, for joining us for our last News Live at 6.
We're old, aren't we?
We're getting up
I know
there
it's
in
your
age.
final time too, but going into sports, I know there's a lot to look forward to. What are you most excited for postseason?
Yeah, right now, you hit the nail on the head, right? Lacrosse postseason just around the corner, already happening, and then NHL and NBA playoffs. Nothing's better, though, than the Stanley Cup playoffs to me. It's always a wild card in terms of what you're going to get. So, you know, the intensity's high, the crowds are great. You have some epic fights, some epic 7-game series. So I've been having a blast watching the first round of that.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it as
Absolutely. And I'll get more into the NHL playoffs in a little bit. But let's start with Syracuse lacrosse, because the 5th-ranked Orange went to South Bend for its regular season finale against top-ranked Notre Dame on Saturday. SU knew a win combined with a North Carolina loss to Duke would earn them the 1 seed for the ACC tournament. And I'll spoil part of that equation. And UNC did lose, so the Orange, could they take care of business to secure that #1 seed? Well, let's take you to Arlada Stadium, a place where Syracuse has struggled historically over the last decade. Luke Miller had the opening goal of this game for the Fighting Irish, but it was a high-scoring first quarter. Peyton Anderson first of a career high 4 goals with that finish right there. It was 4-3 Notre Dame after one. Joey Spallina, you've heard that name a lot. He had a first half hat trick. It was 7-5 at that point, but Notre Dame with some momentum, an 8-7 lead going into the halftime locker room, and that's where things really turned around. The Irish went on a 5-0 run. Matt Jeffrey making it 12-8 right there. A little bit of momentum for Syracuse with 2 straight goals at the end of the third quarter, but it was another Fighting Irish run to close out this game. Brock Behrman, Luke Miller, familiar names, 4 straight goals to end this game. It was all Notre Dame in the second half, 9-3. They outscored Syracuse in the final 2 quarters. SU head coach Gary Gates spoke on the second half struggles.
Second half was possessions and turnovers, really, and face-offs. You know, we lacked the possessions in the second half, and when we did get the possessions, we gave the ball back with the turnovers, and it's a tough way to win if you can't maintain the ball or make plays.
So with that loss, Syracuse is the 3rd seed in the ACC tournament. They'll play UNC on Friday in the semifinals. But right now, we're going to take a look at the women's bracket because speaking of UNC, they are the ACC champions. They took down Syracuse 19-9 in the semifinals on Friday and then took care of business against Stanford yesterday in the championship game. Syracuse now awaits its fate on Selection Sunday. That's coming up this weekend. If they're a top 8 seed, they will host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. Okay, so as you know now, the lacrosse postseason is underway. We're also, though, over a week into the NHL playoffs as well. And back in the postseason for the first time in 1.5 decades, the Sabres entered yesterday's Game 4 at the Bruins with a chance to take a 3-1 series lead. And well, if you thought this game would be competitive, I did too, but it wasn't. 6-1, Buffalo destroys Boston in this one. It wasn't even competitive from the start. A 4-0 scoreline at the end of the first period. And Game 5 will take place in Buffalo tomorrow night. If the Sabres can close it out tomorrow on home ice, they'll win their first playoff series in 19 years. We touched on the NHL playoffs. The AHL playoffs are also underway, and the Syracuse Crunch won a big Game 2 yesterday over the Cleveland Monsters 4-1 after falling in Game 1. And similar to what the Sabres did, the Crunch scored 4 of their goals on the first 6 shots of the game in that first period to set the tone. This best-of-5 first-round series is now tied up, and the rest of it takes place in Syracuse, beginning with Game 3 on Friday night at Upstate Medical Arena. Guys, that's all for sports. Back to you.
Sam, thank you for your coverage. And coming up, we'll have one last look at your wake-up weather.
One last look indeed. Stick with us.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. it is going to be 57 degrees. The temperature is going to pick up to about 62 degrees at noon, but then it's going to drop down back to about 58 degrees at 6 p.m. And throughout the day, it's going to be pretty cloudy, but we can expect some showers in the late afternoon. And with today being the last show of the semester, it also means it is the last show for our senior anchors, Anjana and Tyler. You have both meant so much to the station, and we put a little video together to express how much you mean to us.
Congratulations, Tyler and Anjana, for finishing up your last News Live at 6.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats on your last show.
Anjana and Tyler, congratulations on your final show with Citrus TV. I'm so incredibly proud of all the work that you guys have put in and just been such lights at this station and such hard-working, talented journalists. You guys really give it your all 24/7, and I'm so proud.
I am so lucky to have been able to produce with both of you during my time at Citrus. You're so talented at what you do.
You guys have been awesome to work with and staples of the Citrus TV newsroom.
You two are phenomenal storytellers, and I can't wait to see what you do in your future.
It has been such a joy and an honor to work with you throughout this entire semester. I've learned so much from you both, and you've made Citrus TV such a welcoming, fun environment.
You guys have done so much great work over the past few years, and I'm so excited to see what's next for you guys.
The two of you have always impressed me because you have such a commitment to high quality, impactful journalism. And on top of that, you guys are just phenomenal people and a blast to work with.
You guys are the unlikely duo, but that makes you guys work even better together. The amount of work that you've both put in, not only to the station, yourselves, in just developing the next future for Citrus TV. And I've been so honored and inspired by the work that you have both done. I cannot believe that this is our last Live at 6 for us seniors ever. It has been such an honor and a pleasure to grow with you two, not only as my colleagues and fellow journalists at Citrus, but more importantly, as my friends and people you can really relate to and go to. And you lead every newsroom with such strength, courage, and just honorable leadership. You're in journalism for the right reasons.
Tyler, you are an incredibly skilled reporter. You are an incredibly good journalist.
Tyler, you are such a light. You absolutely light up every single room that you walk into, and you are such a mentor to other people.
Tyler, even though you thought my name was Jake up until November, I still love you, man.
Tyler, congratulations on your final Live at 6. You are somebody who is always such a hard worker and such a team player. You're always willing to go the extra mile to get a story, and it really does show up in the work that you do.
You're just always such a positive ray of energy and sunlight, and you're just so authentic, so real, and so talented.
Anjana, you are one of my closest friends. I know it's going to be so hard to say goodbye, but I know you're going to do amazing things.
Anjana, I've loved working with you in our capstone class this semester, and I know it would not have been as fun or as easy to get through if you were not there. You're such a hardworking person.
Anjana, your superpower is storytelling. Your reporting is always stellar. Anjana, it has been so amazing to really just call you my friend over all of these years. I'm so proud to know you.
You're one of my really good friends now, and your work in Citrus and in Newhouse really makes me strive, and I'm sure it makes everyone else strive to be a better journalist.
I don't think that there's really a way that I can put into words the impact that you've had on me and that you've had on this station. I am such a better reporter, journalist, and person because of you. You are so passionate about what you do. You're so talented at everything you do.
I'm so excited to see what you go off and do in the real world. But if instead of going out and being a reporter, you want to join me here in Vegas, you can come and we can lose a bunch of money.
They're Mun News forever.
I'll have to take Spencer up on that offer. I'm not gonna lie.
I
It does look kind of cool out there. All the fountains.
Vegas is awesome.
It is.
I enjoy
It is.
Oh God, I don't even know what to say. Citrus TV has been a home for the past 4 years, and I've grown so much, and I've discovered my passion for journalism and met so many amazing people, and there's no amount of words that could describe my gratitude. And Tyler, it's been amazing anchoring with you. We started as reporters together, and we're anchoring together.
If you look back on our first semester being day reporters, Mun News, that was, we were both day reporters at the exact same time, and here we are sitting across the desk from each other. I like to joke a lot at this show, and but these people, the ones who you can see on camera and off, they're family to me, and you guys have made an impact that I don't think you all will ever truly know, and I wanted to say thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. And that's Citrus T News Live at 6 for this Monday.
For the last time, don't forget you can follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. Now for the entire news team and everyone on and off camera, I'm Tyler Oldano.
And I'm Anjana Desam. Have a great night, Syracuse.
Good night and good luck.